Hello all you beautiful people, I hope you have had or are having a fantastic day. If you're new around here, welcome. My name is Salim Ward, the teenager who talks about teenage stuff because there simply isn't enough of it on the internet. Guys, before we get started with today's video, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. The subscriber goal is 150 subscribers by the end of the year. We've only got around 2.5 months left, not long guys, so please smash that subscribe button, it really helps me out. Now, I'm sure you'll see a lot of other content out there about how people study and how they essentially plan out their studying schedule and make it all come together in one perfect, synchronized sort of vibe. Today, I'm gonna tell you that unless you're some super organized, insane superhuman, then that doesn't work, because sometimes it's a little bit about improv and sometimes it's a little about going with the flow, kind of. You don't really, well, at least for me it is. You just know a couple things that work and you kind of tend to stick to those, and today I'm here to share all that with you. The reason why I chose to make this video is because I have a lot of friends, and I actually know quite a few people that study and study and study for hours upon hours, and for some of them it works, but for others they kind of copy the people whose long studying hours and sessions and methods work for them. They don't see the same results, and today I'm here to tell you that you might just be a person who that doesn't work for. That's completely okay. Before we get into actual studying techniques, I'd like to run you through a couple of prerequisites that I think you need to have sorted before you actually start studying and before you get yourself into the work mood. Number one thing that you probably should have done prior to starting study is have some sort of study schedule. Now, you probably heard me say don't have some intense, like beautiful masterpiece study schedule that needs to perfectly come together in order for you to be happy and satisfied. No. It's essentially Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I almost forgot the dates right there. And write down, okay, on Monday I'm gonna do biology, on Tuesday I'm gonna do math. That's what I mean. Just know what you're doing when, just so you're not going into it completely blind. Trust me, it'll help you loads. If you guys want an app for that, the Microsoft To-Do List app is a fantastic one because it gives you that nice little dinging sound, and of course we love dopamine because when our brains hear a ding and we complete a task, it makes us feel good. So yeah, To-Do List by Microsoft, 100% recommended if you're looking to at least get started with creating schedules. Now, setting the mood is one of the most important things when it comes to studying. That's why it's at number 2. You guys should be placing yourselves in an environment that stimulates your brain to work and essentially motivates you, gets you all hyped up about working. I know it's kind of really sad to be hyped up about working, but trust me, once you get into that state where you kind of just want to get on with it, you want to get it done, and you're really motivated, it'll help you loads when it comes to actual studying and productive studying. You probably heard the saying, organization is key, and it really is when it comes to looking through your notes. If they look like crap, then you're gonna be lost and you won't know where to begin, and it's essentially just gonna become a huge mess. So when you're taking down notes, when you're doing tasks in class, remember to always put the date, remember to always put a title, keep your stuff organized so that you know what is where, and so what each section of notes is on, so write the topic, for example, just small things like that to keep you organized. Again, don't go out and buy 3 binders because you have 4 units with 3 subunits each. No, that's kind of overkill. Unless you want to do that, unless that works for you, in my opinion, it's a tiny bit overkill. Writing the date and a title works just fine. Now that we've got the basics out of the way, we're gonna be looking at some study resources that at least I find very useful and that I know a lot of my IB colleagues find very useful. People out there who are doing A-levels and IGCSEs, listen up as well, because some of these sources will have content for you guys as well. At number 1, Revision Village. For all of you IB math students out there, Revision Village is absolutely invaluable. It costs around $100 for a lifetime subscription, but guys, you have question banks on every single topic, and I mean every single topic. Just have a look on screen right now and you have a video solution to every single question. Now, where else are you gonna get that? Let alone for $100 and for a lifetime subscription, guys. You're gonna be using this for the next 2 years, especially if you're someone like me who got recommended Revision Village super early. It helps with exams so much. You guys have to try and see it to believe it. Honestly, it is an absolute gem, and 100% you guys invest in Revision Village if you're serious about boosting up those math grades. Next on the list, I have BioNinja. For those of you who are doing IB biology, this is very specific. I'm not gonna spend too long on this. For those of you who don't know BioNinja, it's a super nifty website. It's completely free, and you can find notes on every single topic, every subunit, and every sub topic. It's kind of crazy, and the notes are super structured, organized. and they give you what you need so they don't waffle on like the textbook might potentially do. Now, this third resource is the most general, but it's, in my opinion, the most essential and the most useful resource when it comes to studying for your exams. They're question banks and resources from your curriculum. Guys, if you aren't aware already, there are tons of sites online that have pre-made questions, past paper questions with solutions that you can practice at home. One of these websites, IB Documents. For all of you out there who are taking literally any subject in the IB, they have question banks for every single subject. Another one is ExamMate for those of you taking IGCSEs, A-levels. I'm pretty sure they have some American curriculum stuff on there. Another fantastic website. But you guys need to do your own research, find some question banks with your specific curriculum, and they'll do you a world of good. Best thing is as well, most of them are free. IB Documents is free, ExamMate is free. Actually, ExamMate has a pro version, but you can get a lot of stuff on there for free. Now keep these question banks in mind because they're gonna come in handy later on in the video. Now that we've got your essentials out of the way and we've got your resources out of the way, it's time to start looking at actual studying techniques. This first technique I mentioned in one of my previous videos, and it's the Pomodoro technique. This technique involves the student studying for 30 minutes and then taking a 5-minute break. Rinse and repeat that entire process. Benefits of such a technique is that they'll keep your motivation levels high, and that's with any sort of interval/break technique. If those have worked for you in the past, then that's great. But in my opinion, the reason why you clicked on this video, studying fast, don't think that's the most efficient one. Now guys, I have to throw this out there. It is completely my opinion, but the most effective technique in my opinion, and the one that's worked for me the best, is something I like to call the power train technique. If you know me personally, then you know that when I study hard and I don't stop. I keep going until I'm finished because the satisfaction that I get after finishing something, that's crazy. The dopamine rush is absolutely crazy. And for me, taking those breaks in between studying sessions is a way and an excuse for me to procrastinate. And if you guys thought there was some insane kind of secret to studying fast, there really isn't. It's just a power train technique. Now you might be wondering, okay, Salim, if you're just working writing an essay, for example, how does that ever link to studying? Now, wait a moment. Remember those question banks that I told you about? And also that you need to keep your notes organized? This is where the key to fast studying comes in. The reason why it takes me like 10 minutes to study, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, at the most 40 minutes to study is because I have these organized notes that I flick through super quick, highlight key information, that's the organizational bit, and anything I don't know, I use question banks. That's the most effective way to study, in my opinion. If you haven't tried it yet, I highly suggest that you give it a shot. Skim through your notes, anything you find confusing, try a question on it. Don't get that question right? Do a little bit more revision on the topic, then attempt another question. If you get it right, move on. Now remember, in order for this technique to work for you effectively, you need to have organized notes, and most of all, it needs to work for you as a person. Just as we mentioned at the beginning of the video, long studying sessions aren't going to work for everyone. Just like this technique isn't going to work for everyone. It's imperative that you find a style of studying that fits your personality and that fits your learning style. Guys, today we only discussed 2 techniques. There's so many more out there, so many more that you guys are actually implementing that I'm unaware of. And they might be working for you just fine, in which case I highly suggest that you stick with those techniques. But the reason why the power train technique perfectly works for me and why I'm able to study so fast, why I'm able to consume so much knowledge, is because it eliminates the concept of stress studying. Stress studying, or rather stress caused by studying, is exactly what the name suggests. Stress because you've overstudied, because you started to overthink, then when it comes to the test, you overthink and everything just goes insane and then blank. This is exactly why the power train technique works for me, because I don't overstudy, I don't overstress myself, but I refresh the content in my mind, and then when I go to the test, I'm super calm. That's the one thing a lot of people have wondered, is that how am I able to stay so calm during exams? Because of my studying technique, because I don't overstress myself. Now hopefully this video has highlighted the importance of finding your own personal studying technique, finding something that works for you and your learning style, your learning personality. In my opinion, the power train technique is 100% the fastest way to study. And if you want to improve the pace and the effectiveness of your study, I highly suggest that you try the power train technique out, unless you already have a technique that works for you personally. And guys, that's going to be about it for today's video. I hope I've been helpful. I hope I've at least managed to help one of you guys out there. If you enjoyed the video, I'd be super appreciative if you hit that like button, smash that subscribe button. You guys heard it at the beginning of the video. The subscriber goal is 150 subscribers by the end of the year. I almost just said by the end of the summer, but Tom, it's October. What are you on? Nevertheless, guys, I wish you guys the best week. I hope you had an amazing weekend. Without further ado, I'll see all of you later.